Always got something negative to say. Negative Nancy's. I'm sick of y'all. Yeah, first thing I was about Section 8. Go get some Section 8. Who don't want no Section 8? Who want to be struggling? Got about 10 damn families living in one house and y'all worried about a bitch on Section 8. I'm living my best life over here. Living my best life over here. On Section 8. And I'm gonna die on Section 8. I don't got no motherfucking plans or no future getting off of it. So if you're waiting on my Section 8, bitch, go stand back and lie, ho. You're gonna be waiting on Section 9, waiting on my motherfucking voucher. Sure enough is, I ain't letting it go. Period. Period. I'm dying on it. If you had custody of your kids, you can approve for Section 8 too. But y'all too lost in the streets. So you ain't got your children. The next bitch living with your children on low income. So you're mad. And then be the mans. Talking about some Section 8. Y'all want a bitch on Section 8 so bad it don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. I'm sick of y'all. Whoa! You don't pay $2? Neither do I. Neither do I. I don't pay $2. But goddammit, when I need a break from work, I'm gonna pay $0. I'm gonna pay $0. Now, what bitch in that right mind leaving Section 8 that can take breaks from work and pay $0 and live like this, huh? You don't know that bitch in her right mind doing nothing like that. What's wrong with y'all? Y'all better go get y'all something and stop hating. Bitch, I take off when I want to. I retire for years at a time with my Section 8. Because I can. Because you do what you want when you popping. And Section 8 been keeping me popping since 2009. I'm going to be on it to 2099. 2099. Yeah, I'm passing my Section 8 voucher to my grandbaby. So what y'all gonna hate on her too? I'm just sick of y'all. Yeah, $0. When I retired from work for years, I paid $0. And guess what? Section 8 even helped me pay my goddamn light bill. So who getting off of Section 8, huh? Who don't want Section 8, huh? Only the haters. Cause y'all hoes are hard working and underpaid. Sit there slaving yourself like a dog to take care of other mans. And they got the nerves to be worried about Section 8. Girl, Section 8 is on our side. Huh? What's wrong with y'all? Sick of y'all. Y'all pathetic. I only got something to say.
Raised my rent $150 more than I was already paying. In the beginning of January, I got a 75-cent raise, which really didn't even make a difference because of how much taxes they take out. But when you live in low income, they don't give a fuck. Every penny you make needs to be accounted for. But the fact that my checks have not increased that much, I don't think it's fair that they raise my rent so high. That is why I really want to get the fuck away from low income. Don't get me wrong, I am beyond thankful for resources like this for me and my kids. But when I moved here 2 years ago, I literally had no income at all. So of course in that moment it was needed, but now I feel like I don't need this shit anymore. I make decent money. Yeah, I'm able to save because I'm not paying market rent, but I thought the whole point of low income is to help you get on your feet and out in the real world. But in reality, all they want you to do is just stay stuck, which I refuse to do that. I already got kicked off of food stamps, don't get Medicaid anymore. Now my last step to actually spreading my wings is to get in a house and no longer dependent on the government for anything. I want to break the stereotype of women living on welfare. So if you support my social media in any kind of way, just know you're helping me and my kids get out of the system. My low income apartment raised.
That's cool and all. And social media, that can be an enhancement, right? An enhancement. But ideally, you want to be able to sustain off of whatever it is that you do. and your job. And I understand she had fell on hard times or whatever, didn't have certain things in place, and the government assistance was there to catch her, right? But I wish that we had things in place before it even gets to that point. Let me explain. And I'll use myself as an example because for me in particular, I have certain fail safes designed in my mind to go off, right? Certain things that are going to be an emergency for me. For example, and I'm just using an example. If I had an emergency fund or something, and then if it depleted to a certain amount, then that will flip the switch and flip a gear in me to where now I have urgency. Urgency. Because now it appears that urgency is subjective. What might be urgent to some may not be urgent to others, as well as the extraneous circumstances may not be the same. Here's what I mean. Like I said, apparently her urgency is when she actually gets on government assistance and gets saved, and then that's when she's trying to build back up. But my urgency goes off far before I get to that point. Let me ask you all a question. Are we willing to work 3 jobs and not get any sleep? I really want to ask people that. If you hit a point to where you can see the writing on the wall and you're about to be in an effed up situation and possibly living under a bridge, are we willing to work 3 jobs? Even right now, while she's, in the situation, I understand she has kids. Again, her decision. But I can still even try to work out some scenarios around that. Maybe you have to give the kids to the father for a period of time, a year or two, and maybe you have to pay some child support as well while you position yourself to be able to work 3 jobs so that you can start to develop some type of savings and then be in a much more structured and stable position when or if you get your kids back. This is what I mean. It's the urgency for me. I think what's urgent to some may not be urgent to others, as well as the spectrum when it comes to urgency is different. Because I'm willing to do whatever. Me personally, I'm willing to work 3 jobs. I'm willing to work 120 hours a week, not 2, a week, and do whatever I need to do in order to put myself in a stable place, stable position, because I know that'll be able to carry me for the long term after that.
Today is not my AC. It is the fact that I'm getting evicted from New Orleans. And I knew that would happen, but I didn't know what that means. I don't know what eviction means. I didn't know that it means he's going to send me to court. I didn't know that it means that he's going to charge me to haul off all my stuff that I left there. I didn't know that it means it goes on my record and whatever and whatever and whatever. I just needed to stay alive. I just needed to get my stuff to this house. I needed to be here because this is what matters to me. I did not want to live under the West Bank Bridge. So now I'm paying for this house I'm not even in. And what's crazy is when I first escaped and moved there last May, this house was not move-in ready. They were sending construction workers in my door all the time, scaring me, just putting men in my house. Literally wasn't ready. So it's funny because I paid for that month and now they're all pressed. And they won't even wait till the end. If I pay this today, they won't even wait till the end of the month for me to get all my stuff out. They want it out by tomorrow. So then I have to head right back home. I have to go right back to New Orleans. I now have to go to a Regions Bank because I tried to Zelle her because also they want it in cash and I'm not in New Orleans. And literally this little Melanie person that works at Satsuma, she said, sorry, you make promises you can't keep. I was like, Melanie, I was almost murdered. My life is more important. Told me that I had until the end of the month, and then all of a sudden she's like, today we're filing for eviction, so not my problem, you can't keep promises. Melanie, who are you? Because I had 10 people from Satsuma texting me, and the woman next door wanted to sue them too because of how they did it. They were horrible. So then they're gonna threaten me. It's just why is so many people threatening me with lawsuits? People that literally could get a lawsuit from me. I'm done being threatened. Anyway, my mom's helping me. I Zelled her to the money. The fact that I was paying rent that was over $2,000, and like it was just coming out of my bank account, and I just wasn't flinching because it was just coming out of my bank account because I was getting paid. But like, this is hurting. It's hurting me to have to send over $2,000 to a place that I'm not even at anymore. And obviously I'm not getting my deposit back anymore. So then it's just like, that was like $4,000. It's just like, whatever.
Okay, so the reason why I'm getting evicted.
I mean, so what it sounds like was she was trying to capitalize or change the original agreement, right? Because it was getting a little confusing in there. But what I did hear at the beginning was ultimately, it sounds like she just tried to end it before her lease term was up. And then, but she was also going to leave what she decided she didn't want to like take away or haul off at the home as well. And she thought they were going to be responsible for that. But then they came back and said, no, well, we had an agreement here that you would be living here until this date, as well as we still have to haul this stuff off. So you're going to be responsible for that as well. One way or the other, we're going to sue you. Because you have to think of it from this aspect. They agreed to rent the home to you for a specific date. They may have somebody lined up to take over that home in the date after you leave. So, or, they have time to be able to coordinate that. But when you just up and leave, now they're not profiting off their home, or maybe they don't even profit. Maybe what they make off you is just what's paying the mortgage. And now they have to reactively try to get somebody else in there, as well as now it's going to come with them having to get the property ready and, refurbish everything. And now also even move your stuff out that you decided to leave that you didn't want anymore. So that's just what it seems like. It seems like she was trying to capitalize off this situation to springboard her to move to the next location, but they weren't going for it.
Is partly because it's retaliation against me reporting them, but it's mostly because I'm lawfully withholding rent from them. In Florida, you were allowed to lawfully withhold rent for a few different reasons. You have to, I can't think of them off the top of my head, but if it's like, if there's maintenance issues or the apartment isn't up to code, like you can withhold rent. I'm withholding rent from them, but I don't want them to get another dime from me. And you might be like, oh my God, she's breaking the law. She's living in an apartment she doesn't want to pay for. I'm breaking the law. They've been breaking the law for the last year and a half. This is why nothing gets done in this country, because I'm about to go on a tangent, but people are breaking the law constantly. These corporations are breaking the law constantly. And as soon as we do something that is also breaking the law, but it's actually in defense, now we look like the bad guys. And this is why nothing ever gets done. This is why nothing ever gets done. And I'm so tired of people taking advantage of us and not having anything done to them. They live in these beautiful homes. They go to sleep at night. They get to rest their beautiful little heads on their clean pillow while I'm literally laying in bed while a roach crawls across my bed frame. So no, I do not care that I'm breaking the law. Breaking the law this entire time. I don't owe them money. They owe me money. They owe me money. That's my money that they took. Like, we gotta. So I am like this, like, victim blaming on these corporations that are multi-million-dollar corporations, and we're over here talking about, well, that's always been. You just gotta stick with it. No, nothing gets done that way. Nothing gets done that way. So yes, I'll be the tenant that causes a ruckus. I'll be the tenant who speaks out. I'll be the one that runs her mouth. And then when she actually changes because I refuse to be quiet, then it's gonna be round of applause.
Here's ultimately what I want to know. What I want to know is if she's ever done one of these rants before this situation occurred. Here's why. All of a sudden, and this happens a lot of times, but all of a sudden, when now she's in a situation, now is the world is so corrupt and the corporation and all this type of stuff. Did you have that stance before you were in a situation that affected you personally? Like, was this something that you were already advocating on behalf of, or now all of a sudden you're feeling some type of way because you didn't get what you wanted out of the situation? And so it really just kind of seems like a temper tantrum. I think if we really evaluated this, it would be the latter. I think she's just having a temper tantrum because she didn't get her way out of the situation. And now it's going to affect her and maybe some of her plans. Maybe she had a vacation lined up for that money because she hadn't been paying. So she was trying to figure out a way to capitalize off the situation for it to benefit her. And when she realized whatever her play was that she was trying to run, that it wasn't going to work out like that or transpire the way she wanted it to go, now all of a sudden she's acting self-righteous, and she's acting like this is this big worldwide global problem that now she wants to advocate for. Silly. We'll leave it there for today. If you could like the video, again, I greatly appreciate it. Only takes a second. And then also, if you could hype. Hype is a new feature that YouTube offers where it helps smaller content creators like myself. And basically, when you hype, it pushes us smaller content creators the same way it pushes the larger content creators. And right now, since I am smaller, we actually get more points. So if you could take advantage of that, I'd appreciate it. And Patreon's link below if you want to see self-improvement content. But until then, I'll catch you in the next video.